Alrighty guys, so today we have a little bit of SRT canopy anchor testing that I want to do. Actually no, it would technically be base anchor testing that I want to do. So I sacrificed a little part of the tree and I made up a little contraption, and as you'll see here in just a moment, I got a semi-accurate method for kind of testing out how some forces are applied to a union with a base anchor on them. What you're about to see here today is probably not advisable. I filmed it and we did it, and I went to edit it and I got to thinking, and it's not a good idea. You shouldn't do this the way we did it. We did have some fun, we learned some stuff, but we put some of our gear under some strain. It probably isn't a good thing to do and keep using it, so don't do it, just learn from my mistakes. We got Joel on the scale here to see what he weighs. Him and his gear. It looks like he's right at the 225 mark. 1 foot off the ground is 0 for us, essentially, on this lap. Yeah, so just fall into it from just there. Nice fall, very nice.
No, maybe I should go more side.
No, no, let's just see what it says.
Well, I just want to make sure I'm loading it.
Alrighty, take a guess.
450.
544. All right, do you think we'll get to 1,000 pounds then?
I think we'll probably get to like
2,000 pounds?
I don't know.
You're gonna put 2,000 pounds of force in your body today?
Maybe.
I hope not.
This is a little odd. A little odd feeling.
I'm sure it is.
Why do I do this?
If you don't want to, you don't have to. Wow. All right. $620. Okay, so was that 2 feet of drop?
Yeah, technically. Probably not exact, but.
And at 1 foot of drop, we got 544.
Yeah.
So theoretically, 1 foot of drop was more than double his climber weight, which means that a 1 foot drop test, a 1 foot, dropping yourself 1 foot on the rope before you climb, should put twice the climber weight on the line, and should therefore be a successful test of the rope. If I understand this, if I understand correctly, and if somebody knows otherwise, put it in the comments. And actually, it's starting to rain on us. Oh,
That was
smokes.
pretty good.
That was great. Good job. That's just scary looking. We might have to raise your knot a little bit. I don't know. $782.
I feel like I'm like that little 10-year-old kid that you bribe with candy. Like, hey, why don't you go do something for me?
You are here on your own free will. Let me make that clear. Oh.
No, we might need to raise a little bit.
We need to get higher?
Yeah, just a
Okay.
little bit.
So this puts ground zero more at like 2 feet. Because you got slack at 3 feet.
It's like right now. Yeah.
Yeah, so 3, so okay.
So 1, 2, 3, 4.
It would help if we had an actual arborist ladder. Oh my goodness. Oh, that tree doesn't like that. Okay, I need a little closer. 776. I'm gonna butt in here to tell you guys real quick that I think I messed this up a little bit. We shortened up the base anchor to make sure Joel wasn't gonna hit the ground when he jumped. And when we did that, we kind of changed the rope position over the union up there. And if you've done much climbing over with a base anchor, you know that there's a little bit of give there as that rope tightens up over that union. So I think that's what happened on that last drop. Is that union absorbed a lot of the force, and so we didn't get an accurate reading. It was actually less than the previous reading. So we'll go 5 feet above 0.
I mean, it does show how comfortable this harness is, though.
That's good.
It really hasn't.
I don't think your body can take 700 pounds in any other fashion. Oh boy.
Yeah, luckily this isn't my harness at work. the rope bridge would probably snap.
Oh my goodness, that means it's time to replace the bridge.
I'm just kidding. It wouldn't snap.
You're just saying that though, because you sounded a little bit more genuine when you said it would break. At this point, I think the tree is probably absorbing a decent portion of the shock.
And so does the rope, honestly.
Yeah, and the rope still whips a little bit, which is, you know, is going to be a part of an actual fault too. Uh, 916 pounds. We're getting real close to that 1,000-pound mark.
So, wait, because what is climbing ropes? They're what?
So, climbing, braking strength, minimum braking strength allowed for climbing systems is 5,400 pounds or 24 kilonewtons. So that would mean that
supposed to be 1/5?
Safe working load would be 1/5, but technically for climbing gear, we use 10% margin instead of a 20% margin.
So this isn't even covering a 10% margin.
Yeah, we've already exceeded safe working load.
Wow.
So, yeah. Because safe working load would have been 500 pounds, 540 pounds. The whole value of safety margin is that you should not exceed the safe working load. That way it accounts for any of the cycles to failure business, any of the knots that you have in a rope, because a knot will reduce the rope strength by 50% alone. So if you put a alpine butterfly or something in the middle of a brand new rope and you stretch it to break, it might only break at 2,500 pounds if it's a 5,000 pound rope, you know. So that's the idea. Killing me. Okay, so something I've wanted to test for a long time is how well or how much force gets put on a union when you've got a base anchor and you're hanging on the other side of it. So, you know, if I have a union up in a tree and I'm hanging from it here, and the rope is going from the base anchor up over the limb and then down to me, theoretically, if this was a friction-free situation here, double my weight would be on the union, and that'd be the same for shock loading, all of that. However, because there's friction in here, it's not quite double, and I just want to know if it's like, you know, just real short of double, or if it's closer to just my single body weight. I just really want to know how much friction plays a role in this whole thing here. So I set this up. I cut this union out of a tree yesterday, out of this tree actually, so it's still pretty green, the bark's nice and everything, it's not going to fall off. It hasn't had the rope run through it except to just put it in here, so it's not like it's nice and slick in there from running the rope back and forth. It should be a pretty fair example of what a union in a tree looks like when you throw your rope over it. So I add these little fairleads here, these little eye bolts, to keep the rope guided in and out. I know that's not what you normally have in a tree, but I needed that to help keep this thing from rocking, because it's suspended from the top here. If it rocks, that's going to change, you know, it's going to let some rope out, and that's going to change things. So that's just my best solution to reducing the rocking motion as much as possible. But what we'll start out with here is I'll just sit on it, and then we've got it close to the ground here just for convenience and being able to read the meter. But I'll also try to ascend on it and see what forces that produces, and then I'll do a little bit of a you know, like a simulation of a slip or something, drop a couple feet onto it, something like that. So Joel will be up here to give us the details and reset our meter for us, and we'll give it a go here. Probably worth mentioning that there are some problems with our system here. Everything is rated for life support except this. We're loading this piece in a way that's going to squeeze these two sides together, and trees don't grow in a way that they are strong in that manner. They grow to support their limbs that are leaning out. We're not real high here, we're like 5 feet off the ground or something, so we shouldn't have any problems with that. You know, even if it does fail, it's going to be, I'll be okay. Okay, just gently sitting in it. What is our static load there, Joel?
It's at 218 right now.
218, okay. So that's definitely not double my weight. I'm like 165 on the rope here with my harness and stuff. So I will put at the bottom of the screen what percentage of my weight that is. But let me go ahead and do some wiggling around like I would if I was ascending on it. Okay, now I can only take a couple steps, but that's all we need for experimental purposes here. Oh, let me put my other force sender on. Okay, take a couple steps. Okay, what do we come up with there, Joel?
262, 272.
272, and that's what the max is?
The max, yeah.
Okay, so that's a little bit less than I thought it would be. And then what really counts here is going to be a drop test. So let me get the ladder and I'll jump on it quick. We're going to simulate a 1 foot drop. I'm going to soak the slack up, and then I'm going to take one step up on the ladder. And then I'll fall into it here. Almost ate Joel's foot for lunch.
606.
606 from 1 foot.
That's a lot.
Okay, so that's a lot. that is a lot.
Jeez.
Okay, let's do 2 feet. Man, this feels like not enough space to drop into 2 feet.
808.
808. Let's try 3. I don't think I'll do any more than this because I don't want to. It's scary. Yeah. Do you mind keeping your feet up a little bit for me? Thank you. What we hit there?
1034.
1034. We broke 1,000 pounds with a 3 foot fall. Well, I think that's all we're gonna test for today. I don't know. Maybe we'll do some testing with some rigging on this thing. I don't know. I'd be interested to see some things. We'll see. But thanks so much for watching our video and tuning in. And there goes my phone. Classic. I guess I'll film the outro later. Well, there you have it, folks. Probably about the only time you'll see me using a ladder for tree work. I hate using ladders. I hate ladders so much. But thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you got any other ideas that you'd like to see us try with this load cell, just put it in the comments. I'll see what I can come up with. Always love hearing you guys' thoughts and you know, different perspectives on things. So really appreciate you sharing those in the comments. If you want to see more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you thought this was at least a decent video, hit that like button. We certainly hope to catch you on the next one.